We have a biological reliance on categorizing reality into safe, opposing teams. We prefer the world in high contrast: light versus dark, hero versus villain, good versus evil. But there is a mechanical flaw in seeking absolute light. If you stand in a room of blinding, total white light, you are just as unable to see as you would be in pitch-black darkness. In 1916, a strange manuscript used this city, Jerusalem, as a metaphor for this philosophical trap. It described spiritually dead travelers who went to the holy city searching for ultimate truth, only to find a maze of empty rules and arguments. These travelers eventually discovered a text titled The Seven Sermons to the Dead. It introduced them to an entity that shattered their world, a power that rules above both God and the devil. We spend so much energy looking for a cosmic referee to tell us who the bad guy is, that we miss the actual engine running the universe. The manuscript claimed to be written by an ancient heretic, but that was a mask. An anagram at the back of the book revealed the author, the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. Jung kept the work private for years, sharing it only with close friends. He believed that erasing the clear boundary between the divine and the demonic was a truth far too destabilizing for the public to handle, and he called this forgotten entity Abraxas. In ancient Greek, each letter of this name carries a numerical value. When you add up the values for Abraxas, you get 365, one for every day of the year. By anchoring the name to the full cycle of the calendar, Jung created a framework that forces the observer to acknowledge every moment of existence, the light and the dark, as parts of a single closed loop. To understand this loop, we have to look at the poles. What we label God represents the positive terminal: light, creation, and the birth of life. The devil is the negative terminal: the void, decay, and the entropy that dissolves form. This schematic shows the relationship. Energy only flows when there is tension between the terminals. Abraxas is the entire circuit that allows that energy to move between life and death. Consider a burning star. That star, pouring out light and heat, requires the dark vacuum of space to contain it. Without the cold emptiness, the star has nowhere to exist. These forces generate reality together. In this view, creation and destruction are siblings, each providing the necessary conditions for the other to function. Accepting that the universe requires destruction to maintain its balance removes the comfort of the only light stories we tell ourselves. Ancient amulets carved this idea into a specific form. It is a strange, composite figure, and every detail explains a different layer of our experience. The rooster head represents awakening. It is the herald that announces the dawn, forcing the mind out of its comfortable sleep. Below, the serpent legs represent reason and the grounding mind, keeping the being tethered to the physical world. But look at the center. These animalistic and celestial forces are all joined together by a human torso. Placing these clashing forces onto a human frame suggests that the cosmic war of light and dark is actually happening inside our own psyche. The entire system is contained within the individual. Jung's final claim is that man is Abraxas. We are the physical gateway through which the forces of creation and destruction manifest. Acknowledging your internal darkness is not a license to be cruel. In this system, darkness has a much more functional meaning. Destruction is the absolute prerequisite for new growth. It is the same process as pruning a tree to make the branches grow stronger. We see this in the real world when we set a hard boundary, leave a toxic job, or end a dying relationship. Those are acts of destruction. If you suppress these destructive traits to appear purely good, they simply sink into the unconscious. From there, they manifest as self-sabotage that you can no longer control. True consciousness requires us to stop waiting for a savior in the light. It demands that we accept the responsibility of wielding both our capacity for life and our capacity for death.